Hello guys, this is Agristarchi. In this video, I am going to discuss on the Indian logic. Indian logic is the study of inference and argument. It is the scientific study of the reasoning. In UGC NET, in paper 1, this is the syllabi which is very important to know, and so many questions used to come on this particular chapter. So let's see what is Indian logic. This Indian logic, also the modern school of Indian language, is known as PRAMANAS. These are also known as manuals of logic, and these manuals of logic are so remarkable for their accuracy and lucidity. And this modern school of Indian language is of divided into 5 categories. They are Pramana, valid knowledge; Hetva fallacy of reason; Udaharana, example; Agama, verbal testimony; and Moksha, emancipation. These are the 5 categories under this modern school of Indian logic or PRAMANAS. In this particular video, I am going to discuss on the Pramanas, which are valid knowledge. Pramanas. Pramanas are the source of knowledge, and it is a Sanskrit word means measure. These Pramanas are the part of the triputty, which is trio consisting of Pramata, Pramana and Prameya, where Pramata is the subject or knower, whereas Pramana is the means of acquiring knowledge, and Prameya is the object, the knowable. So Pramana is the part of this triputty. Coming to the Pramanas are again divided into 6 types. They are Pratyaksa, which is perception; Anumana, inference; Sabda, word or verbal testimony; Upamana, comparison or analogy; Arthapathi, assumption or implication; Anupalabdi, non-apprehension or non-perception. Let's see one by one. First, Pratyaksa. Pratyaksa, also known as perception. This means knowledge gained through perception, and perception takes place with the help of the sensory organs, and is again divided into 2 types, which are direct, Anubhava; indirect, Smriti. This direct type of Pratyaksha is cognition of the sense objects by our sensory organs alone, like smell through nose, touch through skin, form through eyes, sounds through ears, and taste through tongue. The knowledge takes place when the object of knowledge comes in direct contact with object of sense. Means we experience these things. Indirect or Smriti creates knowledge based on its memory. Once we had seen how an orange looks like. This gets feeds into our memory, then later when we see an object which is round and orange color, our previous memory directs us to categorize them as oranges. So, in this way, we are going to get the knowledge by perception through sensory organs. Next is Anumana. It is inference. It is knowledge that cannot be gained through sensory organs becomes the object of inference. So, it means we get the knowledge that follows some other knowledge. We sometimes infer of what we don't see from what we can see. This is also considered to be source of valid mediated knowledge. For example, if a child is crying, we can infer that he is in physical or emotional pain. And also, if we smell gas in the kitchen, we can infer that cylinder is leaking. Here we don't know that cylinder is leaking, we cannot see directly with our eyes, but we smell in the kitchen some of the gas. We already know if something smells or something is happening, there is a leakage in the cylinder. So by means of this, we infer if there is smell in the kitchen, we infer that cylinder is leaking. In this way, we are going to get the knowledge. Next is Upamana, which is comparison or analogy. This kind of knowledge is acquired by perception of similarity between 2 different objects of knowledge. It is different from mere perception and inference and it is based on the comparison. For example, a child daily sees an fish in the fish tank, knows it swims and lives in the water. When he or she goes to a lake and finds the fish in the water, he or she can say that this fish in the river is similar to the fish in the fish tank at home. So in this way, he is comparing the both. Hence, he is going to get the knowledge. This is known as Upamana. Next is Arthapathi, which is assumption or implication. Knowledge gained through seeing the relationship between cause and effect are known as Arthapathi Pramana. It includes postulation, supposition, and perception. This form of knowledge is either gained through from what we have seen or heard and we are assuming rightly. Example, a fat person says he doesn't eat in the day. From this proposition, we can postulate that the person is eating at the night. So, we are assuming here that the person is not eating in the day but still he is fat means he is eating in the night. So, in this way, we are going to assume the knowledge. This assumption and implications are very useful concept to make logical arguments in the real world. Anupalabdi, which is apprehension and non-apprehension. This is based on the apprehension of the non-existing thing based on non-perception. That means that perception as well as non-perception can be the source of valid knowledge. For example, there is no picture in the frame. So we can see there is no picture in the frame. So something is not there also is saying some information. There is no teacher in the class. So we cannot see teacher in the class. So we can say there is no teacher in the class. So because we cannot perceive student in the class at the moment, we can conclude that there is no student in the class or no teacher in the class. In this way, we are going to get the knowledge. Next is Sabda, which is word or verbal testimony. This is gained through verbal testimony. A lot of knowledge that we gain about the world is through verbal testimony like text, symbols, words. It may be uttered or written. This Sabda is mostly depend on the reliability and validity of the source. In modern days, we are relying mostly on the newspapers, books, journals, TV news, etc. to form our object of knowledge or opinion. So, in this way, we are going to get the knowledge. These are the 6 types of the Pramanas, which are mostly important for UGC NET exam. So, hope you all understood this concept. Thank you. Until then, this is AgriStarch.